Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about how Hyeonseo Lee is telling the truth when she speaks about her defection from North Korea to South Korea. Recently, MG Hyun, she is a defector. She defected to South Korea, but she went back to North Korea, and I firmly do not believe it was on her own accord. I believe she was abducted, forced back to North Korea. And she talked about how Hyeonseo Lee worked as a prostitute, which was not true, and that her book, A Girl with Seven Names, that's Hyeonseo Lee's book, is a bunch of lies. But, okay, here's how Hyeonseo Lee is telling the truth, and here's why. Okay, number one, Hyeonseo Lee offers a lot of facts, and she offers a lot of details in the book, okay? Number two is a continuation of number one, but number two, MG Hyun, she did not offer any facts or proof why it was a lie. She didn't offer any stories of her own. She didn't offer any of that. Okay, she just said it was a bunch of lies, but didn't elaborate on that. Okay, number three, she didn't describe Hyeonseo Lee's work as a prostitute in detail, which means it's all skeptical. It's all susceptible. Okay? And that's just where it just does not add up. Okay, if Hyeonseo Lee, she defected through China, okay, and she was under constant fear of repatriation by the Chinese police, and she learned Chinese, adopted a Chinese secret identity. Okay, if Hyeonseo Lee did not do all that, why did she go to Taiwan and talk about her book and promote her book? And then second of all, why did she go back to Beijing but she was in constant fear, and right before her plane was set to go back to South Korea, she admitted on her Twitter and on her Facebook account that she was hiding in the bathroom in the airport. Okay? Why was she in constant fear going back to Beijing, and why does she constantly speak out about how China needs to treat the North Korean defectors better if she didn't have the experience that she had? And then why does Hyeonseo Lee talk about how this kind Australian man gave her money to pay the broker the final payment for her to get to South Korea? Because I can tell you from being in South Korea, Australia is a popular country, and they appreciate what the Australian soldiers did in in the Korean War and World War II as well, because they fought Japan in the Pacific Theater of World War II. But there's also a myth going around that Australians are racist, that they only care about white people, that they only came to the Korean War to only get security assurances from the United States, that they didn't care about Korea. And that is a myth that's very prevalent in South Korea. And for Hyeonseo Lee to make the statement that she made about the Australian man helping her, that did not signal a lot of gain for her. That wouldn't have earned her a lot of friends. I mean, I lived in South Korea for 2 years, and there's a lot of people that do want to clear that myth up. And those are the ones that I talked to, and the ones that met with me and insisted that I help do that as well. But it's a myth that's still very prevalent. So Hyeonseo Lee is speaking the truth, and then she admits that she didn't suffer a lot of famine, that she defected for freedom. She didn't defect because she was starving or because she lacked the basic resources. Now, she admits to the suffering she saw during the Great Famine, and she admits to the executions that she witnessed when she was growing up. Okay, if she was looking for a traumatized account, she would have not admitted that part of her life, because she admitted she didn't suffer. If somebody is looking for fame and glory, they would exaggerate their sufferings, which is not something she's done. She admitted to the suffering she witnessed, but not necessarily the suffering she experienced. So, and also, Hyeonseo Lee admits, she's under constant fear of, worried about what North Korean agents might do to her, but she feels like she has a solemn duty to speak out. And somebody who's looking for fame and glory would not do that. And it's just like the guy who wrote The Aquariums of Pyongyang, Kang Cho-won. He received an axe in the mail after he wrote The Aquariums of Pyongyang and after he spoke out against the North Korean regime. But he says he feels like he has a solemn duty to do that. And, somebody would not risk all that for fame. So, anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.